What is the hardest Hive game mode to get max level in? You may think this is a simple question, but it actually gets more complex than you think. But how? Well, you see, each Hive game mode has its own unique max level. The newer game modes such as the arcade game modes have a lower level of 20, while other game modes like Skywars have a much higher level of 75. But two Hive game modes have their max level as 100, crushing the other game modes. That being Treasure Wars and Murder Mystery. So are these the two hardest game modes to get max level in because you have to spend the most time in? Well, technically, but other game modes don't stand a chance because their max level isn't 100. So what if all Hive game modes max levels were just the lowest level of 20? This would be easier to find out what the hardest game mode to get max in is. But first, we need to talk about XP a little bit more. So each Hive game mode has different ways to get XP. For example, destroying a treasure in Treasure Wars gives you 50 XP, while killing someone in Skywars gives you 10 XP. Each game mode has different ways on gaining XP, but that'll probably be a future video, but some of these game modes gives you less XP than other game modes, and other game modes take longer to gain XP in them. So to find what the hardest Hive game mode to get XP in, I ranked each individual game mode by easiest to hardest to find the answer. So before we look at the top 3 hardest game modes to get max in, let's just see what the easiest game mode to get max in is. Out of all 11 Hive game modes, Hide and Seek is the easiest game mode to get max in. I mean, it makes sense because you can get crazy amount of XP in this game fast, and even if you're not a skilled PC player, you can still do it. All you gotta do is spam the llama balloon taunt every 50 seconds, which is a taunt that gets you the most XP in this game mode. But before the game ends, spam zombie taunts that gets you 3 XP and then a llama balloon taunt so you get more than 90 XP that you normally can't get when you spam llama balloons because of the cooldown. Winning as a hider, however, gives you 200 XP, which is the most XP you get from winning out of all game modes. But not only that, it's the most XP you get from all game modes. Second place being a victory in Capture the Flag with 100 XP. This is huge, along with you gaining 15 XP every 60 seconds, which means you could get over 400 XP per round. Remember when I said that Treasure Wars and Murder Mystery were the hardest game modes to get max in because of their level? Well, they don't even come in top 3. Treasure Wars is a pretty decently fast game mode to get max level in because you gain 50 XP for destroying a treasure and winning. And you can also destroy multiple treasures in a game. In solos and duos, you can destroy a total of 7 treasures, and in trios and squads, you could win quicker. And Murder Mystery actually came quite close with our number 3 spot, which kinda surprised me. But now thinking about it for longer, Murder Mystery should be number 1 because you always have to take a break every 20 minutes because of paint glitch. But anyways, the third hardest game mode to get max level in is survival games. This one kinda surprised me, as I would have thought Murder Mystery took way longer to level up in, like I said, but it really doesn't take that long at a super low level. Good luck getting higher levels when you need 8000 XP to get to the next level though. The only fast way to gain XP in this game is literally slaughtering most of the team, as you get 10 XP for killing someone like a demon. But if you survive to the deathmatch, you get 15 XP and winning gives you 30 XP. This may sound simple, but survival games takes really long time because all survival games maps are massive, and this is worse if you don't have an activity tracker. And also the fact that there's 23 other people. The second hardest game mode is probably the game mode that you thought would have been the hardest game mode to get max level in, but I mean, it makes sense that Ground Wars is one of the hardest game modes to level up in, as there's only 2 ways to gain XP in this game, and that being killing someone and winning. There should be more ways to gain XP in this game, like possibly implementing a kill streak system, or extra XP for killing the imposter. But the reason this game mode is so hard to level up in is because of how little XP you get. You only get 1 XP for killing someone, which is less XP than collecting a coin in Murder Mystery, and 10 XP for winning, and in most game modes you gain 50 XP for winning. The thing with old Ground Wars was there was more people to kill, 16 players per game instead of 12 like how it is now, and the max level was only 10, so it makes sense why this game was very hard to gain XP, but they might have forgotten to change the XP with the new arcade release. And finally, the hardest game mode to get max level in is just build. This shouldn't come to no surprise as you gain XP from what other players vote for your builds. If you've never played this game before, this may sound completely fine, but there's always those people who just vote man every single build regardless on how good it is, and there's also those inappropriate builds that always win because they didn't get reported in time. This is the amount of XP you get from people's votes, and yeah, it's kinda little, but if you're in duos you gain double the amount of XP as there's more players to vote for your builds. So the fastest way to gain XP in this game is by finishing in first place where you get 15 XP. Well, let's take a second to realize how little XP that is. That's so little XP considering that you've spent roughly 8 minutes per just build game, building for 5 minutes, and then voting for other people's builds, which takes around 3 minutes. The thing with Ground Wars is you consistently get low XP. In just build, you can't consistently get XP as the players decide on how much XP you get. And there you have it. Now you know what the hardest Hive game was to get max level in. Honestly, just good luck grinding the top 3 game modes.